Hello and welcome to Secrets of Storytellers. I'm Shubham Agarwal and we are here in the second episode on our Shark Tank India special series. Now we have someone here with us today who does something really fun for a business. He makes cool, funky, good looking and colourful underwears. Yes, you heard it right, underwears. We have Sulay Lavsi, founder and CEO of Bummer, and we have him here in the studio today. Let's hear from him how he got around building his business in a country where I think underwear banana still एक taboo होगा, which I think. And also his experience on Shark Tank India, where he raised 75 lakhs for 7.5%. I've gone through your Instagram channel and it looks really fun. बहुत colorful, बहुत vibrant, and the right market fit, as I would call it. Ki, you're targeting the young people. So Sulay, how did you come into a business of underwears, of making underwears? What's the backstory to it?
So when people are disrupting all the different areas of apparel, and underwear is something that primarily everyone wears, why is there almost close to no disruption? And the immediate thought was ki, boss, if my 60-year-old dad is wearing a white color ka jockey brief, why should the 18-year-old kid also? If your external dressing sense is not the same, your dad wears like a formal shirt and a trouser, whereas you are dressed in joggers and a hoodie, for example. Why is your underwear supposed to be the same? You have to get the mind jogging, right? Because for so many years, jockey has been around in the market, and they've been telling you कि अच्छा, अब you come to a store, ये साल में एक बार आ जाओ, 10 pack of white briefs खरीद लो, फिर अगले साल वापस आना, same चीज खरीद लेना. That's the mindset that or the purchase ecosystem they've built.
True. हाँ, और बहुत सारे brands हैं, not just jockey, I would say बहुत सारे brands हैं, and कोई भी colorful नहीं करता है, like hardly कोई colorful underwears करता है.
So काफी oligopolistic market रहा है.
So Sulay, आपका कोई did you have any prior experience apparel industry से या fashion industry से कोई connect because this is a whole new ball game. So how did you learn about it?
So I actually, Shubham, come from a textile family business background. I don't have too much experience working with them. I was never involved in that side of the business, but when you've grown up in that sort of a business atmosphere, it's automatically like an inbuilt ability in your mind ki,
खून में दौड़ता है.
हाँ, खून में दौड़ता है, exactly. That's the absolutely correct word.
And I'm curious कि जब आप start कर रहे थे, obviously you had a background because of your family business is great, but उनका underwear से I think कोई लेना देना नहीं है. So when you were starting underwear business, कोई backlash, कोई disconnect with the family, did you have a hard time? How was it?
I think, in fact, my family was super supportive. Like my mom and dad, like the first conversation was definitely a laugh. मतलब imagine having that conversation, right? मतलब तुम घर पे जाके mom dads को बोल रहे हो
exactly
यार मेरे को चड्डी बनाना है और चड्डी बेचना है.
चड्डी बनियान बनाना है या चड्डी बनाना है.
Right? But and वो शायद ज्यादा seriously भी नहीं लिया जाता at that point in time because you're talking out of nowhere. But I think when I was really serious about building Bummer, I sort of built a proper business plan. I did market research, spoke to hundreds of people, built some prototype samples at literally minimal costs. So when they see that you are passionate about what you're doing, there is a business opportunity that's a given. मतलब वो तो है ही है. But when you put it down on paper and actually prove it to them that this can actually be something valuable, you're filling a gap in the market, this can actually do well in the market and you will be passionate about it. I think that is when they see that all coming through, तब जाके उनका थोड़ा faith reassure होता है कि हाँ भाई ये ठीक है, मतलब regardless of the product, चड्डी है, बनियान है, जो भी है, मतलब मजाक नहीं है ये, it's actually a business.
Nice, and I'm sure ये काफी रिलीविंग होगा बिकॉज अगर फैमिली का सपोर्ट होता है, फ्रेंड्स का सपोर्ट होता है, आसपास के लोगों का सपोर्ट होता है, तो यू फील कॉन्फिडेंट इन द स्टार्टिंग इयर्स क्योंकि those are very jittery years, I think.
Absolutely. I think it's very important, right? Having the mental and the emotional support is so important, and especially when you're a solo founder, right?
Being a solo founder, ऐसा मैंने बहुत बार सुना है, व्हेन यू आर एन एंटरप्रेन्योर द जर्नी इज़ वेरी लोनली बिकॉज आपके लेवल पे कोई नहीं है, आप किससे बात करते हो. सो डज दैट हैपन टू यू? हु डू यू स्पीक टू? हु इज़ योर गो टू पर्सन कि कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम है, कुछ भी डिस्ट्रेस है तो किससे बात करते हो आप?
I mean, absolutely. I think this is a solid point, Shubham, because primarily my dad is someone I have a heart-to-heart conversation with almost all the time, and at this point in time, अब ऐसा हो गया है कि I have a few mentors also who have put their faith in me, put their faith in the brand, and I connect with them time to time to get their feedback. I think at this scale and stage, अब ऐसा हो जाता है कि you have very solid team members also, right? So I have few people who've been with me with Bummer since day one. जब हम दिन के 5 order ship कर रहे थे और till today, whatever scale we are at.
They're invested in the
They're
vision
invested,
that you
right?
have.
They're invested because they've spent the last 2 years
Yeah.
of their lives doing just this day in day out. So it's and they've seen it grow. The point is they've seen it grow. That's where the more emotional connect really happens.
Right. Great. And I'm sure you are really lucky, and you're happy that you have such a nice team.
So on and so forth. But I think it's important that they trust
Right.
initial employees, so they have to trust your vision because तब business कुछ नहीं होता. तब they have to trust कि हाँ ये 1 साल के
Yeah.
बाद बड़ा हो सकता है, तब तक कुछ ना कुछ करके खींच लेंगे. मतलब we'll work our asses off to make it happen in that 1 year or 2 years or whatever that timeline
Lovely.
looks like.
Yeah. Really motivating, and I'm sure very helpful for all the listeners also, क्योंकि ये सारी चीज़ें हैं जो हमें on screen while you're giving a Shark Tank page नहीं पता लगती हैं, but these are the real things which you day-to-day things that you have to face.
Absolutely, and so many more thousands of smaller nitty-gritties which people don't really never see. वो तो
Yeah.
तुम किसी से बात भी नहीं करते हो.
Correct. So I was researching for this discussion, and I saw that in fact I remember from your pitch as well that you spend a lot of time building the product. I think almost around 13 months is जो आपने करीब 13
Yeah.
महीने सिर्फ प्रोडक्ट को सही से to get the right product you spend a lot of time. So how much value do you give to that 1 year or that 13 months?
I think if it's a very simple thing, right, Shubham? Tomorrow, if I come out to you and say ki, I ask you to solve a complex mathematical problem, but you don't know what is 2 plus 2, then I think you failed, right? You're not going to be able to solve it. And I think the same follows here also in this very example, that if you've not gotten the fundamentals right, then how are you going to scale? And when you scale, how are you going to sustain? So I think that is, those 13 months are practically everything you need if you want to build a successful business. There are people who will build businesses based on gut, which is the absolute stupid thing to do, in my personal opinion. I'm sure
Okay.
a lot of people do it and end up succeeding also, which may be excellent. Sure, people who've done way better than Bummer also, hundreds and thousands like those. But I think this is a very personal opinion that building based on gut is 10% of the job. 90% of the job is to build based on data, and those 13 months is purely data collection, understanding the market, speaking to people, building thousands of samples, thousands of prototypes of your product, and you feeling satisfied कि हाँ यार ये कर सकते हैं. 100% the product when you launch is not going to be a perfect product. It's okay. It's okay to launch with a slightly mediocre product. But it's important to launch. But on that front also, no, Shubham, what I want to tell you is कि this is again a personal opinion where I feel कि what was a very detrimental factor starting of the days में कि ना बहुत आगे का विजन देख लेता था मैं कि यार ये प्रोडक्ट को बनाने में कितना टाइम लग जाएगा, कि 6 महीने निकल जाएंगे मेरे, 8 महीने निकल जाएंगे, फिर बिजनेस स्टार्ट होगा, फिर कैसे मार्केट करेंगे, फिर कैसे धंधा आएगा, फिर कैसे स्केल करेंगे, फिर कैसे इन्वेस्टर्स आएंगे. अगर ये झमेले में घुस जाओगे ना तो क्विटिंग बिकम्स वेरी इजी कि यार बॉस बहुत दूर का विजन दिख रहा है, ये तो नहीं हो पाएगा, अभी छोड़ देते हैं. बट इफ यू ओनली थिंक अबाउट कि कल क्या करना है यार, वो सोच लो ना. That
Lovely.
I think taking one step at a time in your formative days is so important because कल का ही सोचो. कल का आएगा फिर उसके बाद तरसों परसों का सोचेंगे फिर तरसों का सोचेंगे. अगर ऐसे सोचोगे ना तो वो 13 महीने कहाँ निकल जाएंगे पता भी नहीं चलेगा.
क्रेजी दैट इज बहुत ही बेहतरीन एडवाइस मैं कहूँगा सुले, बिकॉज यू आर राइट. यही होता है कि वो लंबा का सोच के यार कैसे होगा, आई हैव नो क्लू, बहुत डरावना है, नहीं करते हैं. बट wow, okay, so I think a
Yeah.
great advice for everyone who's listening. Just think about the next day. Right.
Yeah.
But चले, प्रोडक्ट सही बनाना एक चीज़ है, एंड ऑब्वियसली वी कुड रियली अंडरस्टैंड कि आपने वो 13 महीने जब प्रोडक्ट बनाया वो कितने इंपॉर्टेंट हैं. बट प्रोडक्ट्स बनाना इज़ नॉट द ओनली थिंग, राइट? देयर इज लॉट ऑफ मार्केटिंग आई थिंक जो हैज़ टू गो इन अ प्रोडक्ट लाइक योर्स व्हेन यू मेकिंग अ D2C प्रोडक्ट जो कि सीधा कंज्यूमर्स को बेचना है. उसके लिए मार्केटिंग स्ट्रैटेजी, मार्केटिंग फिट, आपके टैक्टिक्स कैसे होंगे वो बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. सो व्हाट वाज योर स्ट्रैटेजी देयर कि अब मेरा प्रोडक्ट बन गया, नाउ व्हाट?
I think Shubham on that front, right? As I said पहले भी कि when you are trying to enter a relatively newer niche of market, जहाँ पे digital marketing has not really been very evidently present. It's more and plus you're using newer materials, you're using funkier designs and everything. I think rather than saying कि it's important from a marketing point of view, and that was मेरा day one से aim goal यही था after speaking with so many people is कि this is a product where you can build high level of brand loyalty in the few years to come. And if that is the game, and that has to be the game for anyone, then don't sell a product. Very simple marketing strategy or very simple communication strategy. Build a community, right? Tell your consumers, talk to your consumers in a way that makes them understand what will be the feeling, what will be the experience when they get your product. Don't tell them, अच्छा ये bummer cool funky underwear है 25% off, website पे जाओ और खरीद लो. Buy now, shop now. These are terms that you are from a CTA point of view, yes, at times you will have to do this, but your marketing, your communication with your users and who your user is has to be not around selling the product, has to be around educating the user what the product does for you, how it will benefit you, why it will benefit you, and why it is different from what the market is offering today. If you do that, that is at least you have created that first step of awareness.
You're right, and the more I speak with you, जितना मैं आपसे आगे बढ़ रहा हूँ कॉन्वर्जेशन में, आई एम रियलाइजिंग कि काफ़ी क्लैरिटी और काफ़ी सही अप्रोच. बिकॉज कोई बोलेगा कि यार ये प्रोडक्ट ले ले, नया है, अच्छा है, क्यों लूँगा मैं? लाइक व्हाट इज़ देयर इन फॉर मी, व्हाट डू आई गेट आउट ऑफ इट, यू नो? दैट सेंस ऑफ कम्युनिटी कि हाँ तूने पहना है बमर, मैंने ही पहना है बमर, इज टोटली डिफरेंट आई थिंक. एंड टू बिल्ड दैट, kudos to you guys. So
thanks Shubham.
शार्क टैंक की थोड़ी सी बात करते हैं सुले. ऑन द सेम लाइंस, ऑन मार्केटिंग लाइंस, आई रिमेंबर कि अनुपम, यू नो, जब यू वर इन द टैंक, अनुपम सेड कि यू आर नॉट हियर फॉर द मनी बट टू गेट द आई बॉल्स, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली टीवी पे, सोनी चैनल पे चल रहा है, प्राइम टाइम पे एक शो पूरा इंडिया देख रहा है. और इस समय आई मीन आई थिंक शार्क टैंक इज डूइंग क्रेजी यू नो TRPs राइट नाउ. तो लाखों करोड़ों लोग एक साथ देख रहे हैं. Was that the real intent? And I think that is a wonderful strategy for marketing. Please don't think कि मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ कि ये तो बहुत ही गलत है. But what is that the real intent, or was it really to get the funding?
I think it's both, right? It's both. But funding also, I would say, secondary है. If you have equity to spare, if you feel that it's worth it, then the people sitting in front of you are great people. And I was very clear. You've seen the episode, and for any of your listeners who've seen the episode, I was very clear who I wanted to take the money from, right? So again, it was obviously marketing, PR, so like was very obvious that we're going to get it. But the funding part was I would say third most important part. Second most important part था कि कौन से रेलेवेंट शार्क ऑन बोर्ड आएंगे, बिकॉज उनकी हेल्प से जो काम होगा ना वो पैसे से ज्यादा वैल्यू है उसकी. राइट. In the long run, like raising 75 lakhs if they stay on board Bummer for the next 2 years before making an exit, then they will add more work than the 75 lakh itself. 75 lakhs तो brand शायद 12 महीने में या 15 महीने में use कर लेगा. Will run out, will use that capital to grow and expand. But these guys will keep delivering the value even beyond the 12 to 15 months, and that is what is more important.
Right. And if I may ask, क्या actually आपकी sales did they shoot up right after the episode?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. Right while the episode was airing, literally,
Okay.
matlab not even. Yeah, I mean, we would ideally do anywhere from about 3,000-4,000 sessions on our website every single day. This is before Shark Tank.
Okay.
3,000-4,000 sessions on our website every day. On the day of Shark Tank, I think we had about 40,000 sessions or
Wow.
something.
Crazy.
Yeah, and that's in a single day. Yeah, and even since then, I think we've been averaging about 30, 40, 20, 30,000 sessions on a single day in our website.
Oh
So
God.
it's definitely massive uptick.
So
Massive uptick.
मैं कहूँगा कि आपका equity, आपका funding एक side, what you have earned through that episode is already there. Like this is crazy. 10x and that to 4,000 to 40,000 is insane. अभी भी आप 20-30-40 हज़ार रोज कर रहे हो is definitely wonderful. I think Shark Tank has definitely helped you, and for all the right reasons, because I think your product
Yeah.
really has that value. And why I think so is because I am also one of them.
Oh no way! Seriously?
Yeah,
That is
ordered it.
insane.
I ordered it a couple of days after, as a couple for me and my wife, and I love the packaging. First of all, I love the material, and I love the product. Like, you have definitely got
Fantastic.
A repeat customer from Shark Tank.
This is a fresh surprise. Amazing. I'm glad you bought, man.
Yeah, this is really insane. This is really lovely. Okay.
Awesome.
So you were really confident. I think throughout the pitch, आप बहुत confident थे. I saw कि equity के ऊपर काफी झगड़ा हुआ. Not झगड़ा, I would say discussion हुआ. And you seemed very serious also throughout the discussion. I'll be honest. You were on point. You were like कि यही बोलना है, यही करना है, यही मेरा goal है. What were you feeling while you were there in the tank? क्या चल रहा था आपके दिमाग में?
I think when I entered the tank, I was definitely very nervous. I was very excited and nervous at the same time. It's a mixed feeling of the two. But and जब pitch start हुआ तब मैं काफी confident था कि हाँ यार चलो अपना खुद के brand के बारे में बोलना है. I know everything. What is, I mean, it doesn't really need you to prepare too much, right? But I think as you guys have all seen that incident with Ashneer, which became very famous across social media, I think that was the one moment where I got a little put off and a little nervous also. Like it shook the confidence a little. But I think overall, फिर deal मिला, फिर interest दिखाया, मन ने interest दिखाया, नमिता ने interest दिखाया. That at that time, I think the confidence started booming back up. So I think it was fine. But like it's important कि सबसे बड़ा इसमें change क्या था कि तुमने investor presentations और वो सब तो कर रखा होता है पहले, ठीक है? For
Yeah.
like in my case, I had done it before. I pitched to multiple investors in the past. But those are Zoom meetings. अब you are live in front of 50 cameras. There is hundreds of lights in front of you. You are on a stage. You are on a set. So the pressure is very different. So I think that was one thing which was a little nerve-wracking. But ठीक है, nervousness and excitement always go hand in hand.
ऐसा लगा कि कैमरास
just
देख रहे हैं
like
तो यू
the-
लाइक कि घर पे बैठा हुआ कोई देख रहा है, कोई फ्रेंड देख रहा है, कोई जज कर रहा होगा, कोई क्या सोच रहा होगा कि मैं कैसे रिस्पॉन्ड कर रहा हूँ, और यू वर टोटली कॉन्फिडेंट, टोटली इन द
नहीं, वो तो थॉट प्रोसेस था ही नहीं, बिकॉज इन दैट मोमेंट इट्स नॉट अबाउट what other people are thinking about you. In that moment, the thought process is ki what investors are thinking about your brand, not even you, your brand.
Interesting.
And you, of course, because at the end of the day they are taking a bet on you as an entrepreneur to build this brand.
Yeah.
So my projection in front of them was important. लोग क्या सोचेंगे वो तो भाई बात की बात है, बहुत ज्यादा बात की बात है, और वो तो शायद important भी नहीं है.
राइट लवली एंड सो सुलय हमने सुना है ऐसा कि काफ़ी बार ऐसा होता है कि आपका वो एक कमिटमेंट है जो उस पिच में होता है एंड आफ्टर दैट ऑल्सो देयर इज़ अ प्रोसेस कि आपके ड्यू डिलिजेंस होगा लीगैलिटीज़ चेक होंगी सब कुछ होगा बट उसमें कभी कभार फंडिंग अमाउंट या जो लोग इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं वो बढ़ जाते हैं या कम हो जाते हैं देर आर चेंजेस डिड समथिंग लाइक दैट हैपन टू यू
Not in my case.
Okay.
Our deal has gone through, it's completed.
Oh nice.
There, there's no real changes. So there's no real changes to what was agreed upon.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of times होता है because क्या होता है कि lot of times entrepreneurs in pressure inflate कर देते हैं numbers. आके बोल देगा कि भाई मैंने 500 रुपए का धंधा किया बट जब रियलिटी में किया है 100 रुपए का धंधा एंड दोस डील्स आर बाउंड टू फॉल थ्रू बिकॉज यू सेड कि भाई 500 रुपए के धंधे पे इन्वेस्टर ने तुझे फंड किया है अब तेरा एक्चुअल फाइनेंशियल्स निकल रहे हैं एंड इट्स ओनली 100 रुपीस देन like obviously the investor is bound to get turned off. You're wasting my time, right? Like I'm not going to invest anymore. And that happens on Shark Tank, which as far as I know it happens.
So for the pitch did you prepare कैसे काम किया कितने पहले से ये पूरा प्रोसेस शुरू हुआ थोड़ा सा उस बारे में बताइए
तो पिच प्रोसेस मेरा 90% आई वुड से कि रेडी ही था एंड सोनी की टीम ने भी काफी हेल्प किया पिच में सो द प्रोसेस इज सच कि तुम्हें जब तुम फाइनल राउंड के लिए सिलेक्ट होते हो शार्क टैंक के लिए तुम्हें 4 दिन जाना पड़ता है बॉम्बे उनके स्टूडियो पे एंड द फर्स्ट 3 डेज तुम्हें सिर्फ पिच रिहर्सल ही करना होता है सोनी की टीम के साथ कि तुम्हारा प्रेजेंटेशन कैसा होगा तुम्हारा सेटअप कैसा होगा all those kinds of things and the 4th day is when you actually go inside the tank and pitch to the sharks. तो पहले 3 दिन सोनी की टीम तुम्हारे साथ काम करती है पिच थोड़ा तुम्हारा परफेक्ट करवाती है क्या बोलना है कैसे बोलना है एक्सप्रेशंस all those kinds of things.
Oh nice 3 दिन काफी ज्यादा I think that's a lot of time to prepare and keep doing it again and again.
Yeah.
Nice. So I'm sure that helped interact as well. Sorry you were saying something.
Yeah. No, I was just saying, yeah, it helps a lot, and they are also pretty proactive with helping you with your pitch and all. They do a mock question and answer also with you. कि हाँ इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस तुम्हें पूछ सकते हैं अंदर तो तुम्हें प्रिपेयर्ड होना चाहिए कैसे जवाब दोगे so they put you on the spot also.
Oh nice.
So
nice.
That's a good process in my opinion. And yeah, I mean, but 3 days is good enough. 3 days is more than enough. So third day पे तुम्हें लगता है कि यार बहुत कर लिया आप बस सीधा अंदर जाते हैं तो पिच कर अब आन दो अब पिच करेंगे.
Nice. So I also saw and we also saw that all of us saw that equity के लिए आपने एक पाई जिसे कहते हैं लड़ा right but I also honestly जब मैं पिच देख रहा था तो मेरे को लग रहा था कि यार ठीक है यार आधे % के लिए क्यों लड़ रहा है चला जा ले यार पैसा टेबल पे है एंड मोर देन दी पैसा लाइक यू सेड those sharks have a lot of value. तो वो कन्विक्शन कहाँ से आ रहा था वो कॉन्फिडेंस कहाँ से आ रहा था कि नहीं मैं लड़ सकता हूँ और जा सकता हूँ थोड़ा सा
मतलब इट्स बहुत सिचुएशनल चीज भी है ये शुभम जहाँ पे तुम्हें लगता है कि यार आधे % के लिए वो लोग भी नहीं रोएंगे मतलब इट्स अ certain set of confidence also that you feel कि यार even if I push them a little harder they will do it because they want to do the deal also right it's not just you who wants the money they also want to put their money somewhere thinking that this can become something big so and I could see that they could see that right so they also wanted to do this deal and they would not have haggled for a 0.5%. I wanted to haggle for the 0.5%.
Yeah, obviously.
The reason is very simple. जब मैं US में पढ़ाई कर रहा था and a very simple question our professor kind of used to ask us is that would you want to own 100% of a 100 crore company or would you want to own 10% of a 1,000 crore company right and this is so in reality your net worth remains the same you're both at 100 crores you're in terms of your net worth right and I think the answer to that was really why I haggled for that 0.5% because कि यार अगर कंपनी हो जाती है 500,000 10,000 करोड़ की तब जाके वो 0.5% कितना ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट करेगा एंड आई वुड लुक बैक एट दिस मोमेंट एंड रिग्रेट कि यार why did I let it go when I could have fought for it.
Crazy. Nice, nice. So, बहुत different question है ये. And Shark Tank India has done a lot for the Indian economy, the Indian society, I think.
Right.
Bedside, table side, kitchen side, discussions on entrepreneurship and business is really happening right now, right? And I think
Yeah.
Sony TV ने इसको एक सास बहू का alternate देखा है. Would you agree on that? That their intent, what do you think is their intent? Is their intent to really focus on the entrepreneurs, or was their intent कि यार मुझे कुछ नया content चाहिए इंडिया में क्योंकि अब इंडिया बदल रहा है?
I would say it's like a 360 approach, right? That obviously I think keeping business at the center of it, where TRP viewership is obviously like a very important goal for them, right? Matlab it has to run from that perspective, which is why they've spent so much money, time, energy on marketing it so heavily. तो वो तो एक intent है ही है, but definitely I would agree कि यार entrepreneurship की जो wave चल रही है ना, मतलब the point is, and the good part is, like, you can very clearly see that their focus is to educate the users about entrepreneurship. How they've added those snippets where they're talking about where the sharks are teaching you what is gross margin, what is CAC, and whatever, like, which ideally your mom or dad or dada dadi would not know.
And I think बाकी Shark Tank के formats में भी नहीं है ऐसा किसी और. I have not seen.
हाँ, right, because and this is exactly in some capacity tying back to what I was talking to you about bummer की marketing, where education is so important. अगर education ही नहीं है तो user कैसे तुम्हारे brand के साथ hook होगा? So they have also made such a large effort on educating the user, because अगर हर एपिसोड में कैक और ग्रॉस मार्जिन और ये सब टर्म्स आ रहे हैं तो एक पॉइंट के बाद दादा दादी बोलेंगे यार ये देख रहे ही नहीं, समझ ही नहीं आ रहा साले क्या बोल रहे हैं.
करेक्ट. नाइस. सो बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे ही बोलते हैं कि ये सारे शोज रिग्ड होते हैं, इनमें बहुत धांधलेबाजी चलती है. डिड यू फील एनीवेयर एट ऑल एट एनी पॉइंट कि शो रिग्ड?
No.
Not at all, right?
Not at all.
Lovely. That's
Unlike very impossible. Yeah.
Right. I think that's a great breather, because आप एक ट्रस्ट बनाते हो, एंड देन अगर ऐसा पता लगे तो बहुत दुखता है दिल को कि यार मैं उस पे आई लाइक दैट शो और ऐसा निकला.
Because at the end of the day इसमें पैसा भी इन्वॉल्व है ना यार. रिग करना इतना आसान नहीं है जब पैसा इन्वॉल्व होता है. और वो सच में पैसा दे रहे हैं, ऐसा नहीं है कि टीवी पे दिखाने के लिए कमिटमेंट दे रहे हैं. I have proof in my bank. If someone wants to check my bank statement, I can show you. But
I think that's
if money is involved, then rigging is not something you won't play with that money, right?
Great. I think, Sulay, thank you so much. Before we end, I have just 2 more questions. One, एक advice as an entrepreneur जो आप देना चाहो हर किसी को, that should be done, and one advice that this thing should never be done.
Okay, wow. So I think the one thing that should be done is a relatively easy answer, and I tell everyone who's associated with me, who's every employee as a part of the company, and even entrepreneurs who are starting out. I think one thing very, very, very important to stick through the journey is to not like what you do not feel good about what you do not feel great about what you're doing. Fall in love. Like, I think that's my agenda, and that's my motto, and that's what I tell every single employee, every single stakeholder as a part of Bummer. Ki boss, fall in love with what we are doing, what you are doing. That's the only way how you make it happen. The success and whatever the follow through will happen no matter what. Just fall in love. So that's definitely one thing you should implement from day one, falling in love with what you're doing. And one thing you should probably never do is, in my opinion, if you're starting with a product or a service, or whatever it is the business is, don't aim for 100% perfection when you launch. I did that. I spent a lot of time and energy and still did not hit 100% perfection. It's okay. No one, when they launched their first products or services, was 100% foolproof, the best product or the best service out there. You spend too much time perfecting it, you may lose the opportunity to go to market. So build a decently good product, build a decently good model, and just start. Because if you delay it further, you are letting go of your chances of starting and maybe increasing your chances of feeling heartbroken and feeling like quitting. Don't get to that stage. So don't take that time to reach perfection all the time.
Lovely. Great advice, Sulay, and great stuff, great discussion. I totally loved it. And thank you क्योंकि इंटरनेट ने
Thank you,
हमें
Shubham.
काफी परेशान किया. एक आखिरी क्वेश्चन है,
बहुत ज्यादा.
आखिरी सेक्शन है जो कि
बिल्कुल.
मेरे सारे पॉडकास्ट में कॉमन है. सो मैं वो क्विकली आपसे पूछूंगा. सो एज यू नो दिस शो इज कॉल्ड सीक्रेट्स ऑफ स्टोरी टेलर्स. आई वांट टू आस्क यू वन सीक्रेट एंड आई एम श्योर कि एक अंडरवेयर के बिजनेस में डेफिनेटली कुछ सीक्रेट्स होंगे. वन सीक्रेट दैट यू हैव probably not shared a lot in the open.
About the brand.
About the brand Bummer, yes.
Oh, one secret that's not out in the open. This is interesting. And I may have to think about this.
Please.
But we have a very exciting category launch completely. So we are going beyond underwear, and I don't think a lot of people know about this, but it's happening literally next week. Bummer is launching something beyond underwear. It's a cool ass category. So anyone who's listening, stay tuned. This is something that's going to actually be a kick-ass new product that Bummer launches.
Alright, so the secret is revealed first on Secrets of Storytellers about a new category that Bummer is coming up. Lovely.
Yeah.
That's great, Sulay. Thank you so much, Sulay. I hope you had fun discussing and chatting with us. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And for all
Thank
the
you
listeners,
for having me, Shubham.
Thank you. For all the listeners, this was Shark Tank India special series on Secrets of Storytellers. Stay tuned for more episodes. Like, share, and comment. And please subscribe to the channel as well. Until the next secret and the next storyteller, this is Shubham signing off. Bye-bye.